I think we've meditated enough.
Hello
And welcome
to Fakest Gamer Girls.
Yeah, you're listening to Fakest Gamer Girls. I'm Brennan,
I'm Romy.
and this is a podcast about gaming, sort of.
Emphasis on the sort of, but also emphasis on the gaming.
Yes. We're like the internet's newest and number one no FAP regulated podcast.
Yep.
If you want to join,
You have to be trans and no fap.
no FAP. So you can go out and meet lots of gnarly chicks about your mind infiltrated by all those ejaculatory thoughts. Because you want to jizz straight in your pants as soon as you go out. You don't want to like do it at home.
For some context, to warm up our conversational skills before starting this episode, we were just laughing about how ridiculous the Proud Boys are.
Yeah.
And how not masturbating makes you more of a better man, or like Western chauvinist, as they so eloquently describe themselves.
But we all know it's just a front for their like video game and porn and fast food addiction that they possess.
Which they also somehow managed to spin into some horrendous far-right conspiracy.
Protecting their beautiful seed from being spoiled on their socks that their mum bought them. Fuck Gavin McGuinness.
Yeah, fuck him. Yeah, this is our third time recording together. So, we're still working through the kinks and stinks and, hey, I like Link.
Kinky, stinky, linky. What have you been up to? I got my Steam account working finally.
We mentioned that didn't get cut from the last episode, or did it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, for those who are achingly wondering about your Steam account, we can rest assured it's safe.
No, I had to do some troubleshooting.
That's good, because you got quite a few good games in there.
That's what Gavin McGuinness should call watching porn.
What?
Troubleshooting.
Troubleshooting.
I got it working, and the only game I played in the last week since I saw you was Actual Sunlight, which was...
Is that really depressing one?
Yes, it's a really kind of depressing game made on RPG Maker.
Shout out to RGP Maker.
PG Maker.
Shout out to... Yes. PG.
RPG
Maker.
Maker.
Sorry, please continue.
Oh, I don't even know what I was going to say about it. It is kind of a sad game.
It's got a great art style, though. Or I think it has a great art style. I haven't played it.
It does. It looks good. It's like, it's like RPG, but they've makeup, but they've obviously input their own pixel art kind of aesthetic. I don't know. It's relatable, I guess, to anyone who's had suicidal thoughts or...
Yeah, because it's pretty open about
kind of dysphoria and
mental illness and the effects of depression and isolation.
And it's, yeah, exactly. And it's repetitive. And as someone who's in their late 20s, it's a bit... I mean, it touches certain elements of your life because you're like, wow, have I spent it? And
Well, yeah, you get to that kind of that point, that turning point. Because turning 30 is kind of it's at least in society, a thing, whether or not you personally believe it to be a milestone.
Well, yeah, and there's a projection that you're supposed to have this level of achievement or wealth or fulfillment, which is supposed to be a family. And I don't know. And when you're queer or trans or whatever, you're not really reflected in any of those.
Well, that's the thing. It's not really built to represent you. But at the same time, I feel it's so arcane.
Yeah, it's gross.
That kind of situation. I feel as the world changes, it should become less and less relevant.
Completely. And it is, I suppose, more so than 10, 20 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's still a thing.
I remember I listened to a song by Jay-Z in which he says 40 is the new 30. So maybe 30 is the new 20.
Yes. I'm turning 20 next month. It's going to be so exciting. I can't wait.
Super sweet 20th.
I can't wait.
You can't drink in the States, though. Boo. So sorry, there'll be no party in New York.
Whatever. They'll let me in. Won't you?
So you've just played Actual Sunlight. You haven't touched on because I know we're talking a bit about the original Legend of Zelda.
No, not one iota. I've been pretty busy this week.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's hard to fit video games
into your life
unless you are a professional video game podcaster.
Which we definitely will be in a few weeks, but
certainly. Once we get all the kinks and stinks and stuff out of our system, we'll have more time to talk about Link.
Absolutely, and I'm dying for that time in my life. But right now, I've been a busy bitch. I do little game-related things. I have an ongoing playlist on my YouTube, which is called Bren's VGM playlist, I think. And I will occasionally just listen to video game music and upload like a funny song.
That's pretty cool.
I kind of just do that on the regular, but I do that with all different genres of music. It's just, I've got this kind of nerdy archival.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Can you run down for me and everyone at home? I want to know what top 3 games you think have the best music.
Okay.
And I want it like raw off the top.
Off the top. I can only think of the ones I've been listening to, which is...
I guess that's going to be your choice.
The Ico soundtrack, I think, is really beautiful, especially the closing theme. It's a song by a small child with a beautiful falsetto voice. And I really like that ending track, and I like listening to that. It's kind of got I think, similar composition to like Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, yeah.
So it's this beautiful orchestral.
Like quite haunting.
Yeah, very haunting.
Shadow of the Colossus is a beautifully haunting game.
Yeah.
Also, the most Nintendo game to never be released on Nintendo.
Absolutely, yeah. That should definitely get a port if it's not awesome.
Oh, it'll never get a port. It's so Sony.
No.
It's like, I was going to make a joke about like, it's like Final Fantasy getting a port. And like Final Fantasy gets ports all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like having Pokemon on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Never going to happen.
No way.
But yeah, number 2.
Number 2 for a great soundtrack. I think probably any Final Fantasy game, but maybe particularly I enjoy listening to Final Fantasy VIII's soundtrack. It's not probably the quality, it's just like kind of the feeling you get from...
True, that's interesting. Just because like Final Fantasy VIII, like when you look at the rankings of Final Fantasy games, it's always towards the bottom.
I'm just one of those people though. I'm just like...
Because you grew up on it though, so like...
Yeah.
There's like a soft spot all the time.
There's a soft spot. I think the music is beautiful, and...
Yeah.
There's a lot of themes that kind of get re-edited and redone. And
for those who haven't played Final Fantasy VIII, it introduced a bit more of a modern sort of story theme.
Yeah.
It lost a bit of the fantasy element.
Yeah.
And I guess it was pretty controversial, especially coming off 7, which was like huge.
Yeah, well, it's kind of trying to get on the coattails of 7 and make it a bit like steampunky future.
Oh my god, Final Fantasy like gets the biggest free pass for being steampunk. By all of us. We're all like, you know.
Yeah.
We all do it. We're all complicit in this.
We are complicit in the steampunk. I allow it.
You encourage it.
I like 8 as well because it's like kind of they're like college students or something. It's kind of this like
bit of a Persona feel.
Yeah, there's a Persona vibe. Yeah, that's really true. Actually, I never really thought of that connection. Yes, and what is my third? Jeez, from the top of my dome.
From the top of your dome.
I suppose something like Secret of Mana.
Ooh.
Maybe probably has like...
Secret of Mana is a solid choice.
A good soundtrack, yeah.
Yeah. Also, like, it seems like the first game you mentioned.
Yeah.
When was that released?
2000s? Early?
Okay, because I was going to be like, you've kind of like done an interesting, like you've managed to be off the top, but you've picked a 2000s and 90s and I guess late 90s and early 90s for Secret of Mana.
Different, yeah, but in video game timeline, early to late 90s.
Years.
Yeah, it's like huge leap.
Well done. You've gone across several different eras.
Thank you. I was sweating bullets trying to think of what to say, but yeah.
I love Secrets of Mana.
Yeah, me too.
They just did a recent PC port.
Which I've heard is bad.
Yeah, no, I was like really tempted to get it. I had like a Super Nintendo for a hot minute before I moved to Melbourne.
Yeah.
And Secret of Mana was one of the games. And I used to play it like Blazed a few times.
Yes.
I hadn't finished it. And I was like, oh, maybe this is that chance.
Yes.
And it looks really bad.
Yeah, it does look bad. I've just heard it's like not a great port. It's kind of lazily done. And I, because I don't really buy games, so I really need to just like
that's the thing. Like
consume a lot of media about.
Not like you rarely do an impulsive purchase.
Rarely. Though EB Games have got the Afterpay, like we said last time.
Did we mention that last time?
I definitely mentioned it.
Definitely. I wasn't sure if that was off mic when you gave me some hot tips.
Off mic, on mic, I don't know.
There's a mic everywhere.
We're all mic'd. The panoptic gone of
the panel dick gong. I don't even know where to start.
Michel Foucault.
Yeah, I really have a soft spot for those SNES RPGs.
Yeah, for real, totally.
I was playing a bit of Earthbound.
Ooh, yeah, I got real into that. And then like all games I stopped playing it for like 6 months, and then it's impossible to fall back into a story that you have no idea where you are.
That's what I was feeling as well. I hadn't played in a bit, went back, and I was like, I've got to start from the beginning. But like, it is such a long game.
It's so long and difficult.
And like, it seems really surreal.
It is. It was fun to go back to an RPG where you had to like die and then do backtracking and like really conserve your items. I just feel like games aren't like that anymore.
It made me think about like when like you're a kid and say you get like a Super Nintendo for Christmas and you get one game, but that game is so expansive that you can just play that one game and just put hundreds of hours in. Yeah. Like games were built to be like huge monoliths.
Well, I'd say they still are.
Yeah, in a way. I kind of feel like you can like open world games now, you can kind of fast track the story and then there's just like quite a lot of optional side quests.
Which is how they occupy your time. It's almost like the market is trying to create this AAA game every year and then you're supposed to just play that for the entire year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
And that's just like your full-time job is occupied by this open world adventure rather than having a series of small kind of stories.
Yeah, I mean, trying to get more into like the small narrative linear games to like get a bit more of a story. But going back to Earthbound, another thing I really like about it is you can really see how it's the precursor to the Pokemon series.
Totally.
Like it's got the same kind of model of like the Pokemon trainer. Yeah. You've got your party.
Yeah, even the battle style, the kind of way it's set up.
And like kind of like how in Pokemon you have like the Poke Center. Yeah. Is that right? Where you go and heal your Pokemon?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's called a Poke Center.
It's called a Poke Center.
Hello.
It's the center of the poke. It's kind of like that, but you go to like a hotel.
True. Oh, yeah, you do go to hotels. It costs money.
Yeah. Oh, no. I think you can save without money by calling your dad.
You can save, but you can't heal.
Yeah, that's right. You can save by calling your dad, who writes down your adventures.
And he gives you money every time you call.
Yeah, he gives you a bit of scratch.
And that's how you get money.
Yeah, but you can also get it from battles, I think.
I don't think so. Can you?
Oh, to be honest, I can't remember.
I saw like, my memory's a bit foggy too, because it was like a year ago, but I'm pretty sure you don't from battles, and maybe you do. But I also think even if you go to like a hotel and your party members are like dead, because they walk around as ghosts, I don't think you can, they don't even get revived. I think you have to go to like a hospital or like a separate...
No, that's right, you do. Yeah. And like the maps are quite big. At least I remember like going to one of the towns, it just felt like too big.
Yeah, I was ready for it, but then, once I put it down, getting back was like hard.
Yeah. Maybe we should like do a playthrough together.
Yes.
Like maybe, I mean, you can get it on your Switch.
They don't have Earthbound on Switch.
It's not part of like the Super Nintendo package from their Virtual Console?
What's that? Do they have one yet?
We're going to have to...
No, not to my knowledge.
Oh, okay.
And they don't have. They used to have a virtual console store like on the Wii U and the Wii and the.
Oh, but they don't have it
3DS.
on the Switch.
No, of course not. Of course, why would they
Oh.
do something like so convenient or something that they've done in the past?
That's right. No, because like they're gonna release like a pack soon. I think we touched on it last episode where it's like a Super Nintendo pack.
They'll do something like that.
Kind of like the SNES pack you've got. I mean, the NES pack you've got at the moment.
Yeah, so you can't really choose what you're getting, but you'll get like this kind of cluster of like classic.
Which is like gamble because there's some real shit.
Yeah, I mean, but also it's annoying that you can have a 3DS console and still have to repeatedly buy the same game, which I will just emulate on my
I mean, that's
laptop.
the thing, that there should be like crossplay or something like that. I mean, they'll never do it because they're phasing out the 3DS.
Yep.
That's sad. Light a candle for your 3DSs
What
tonight.
are the last games being released? Like Metroid. That came out a year ago?
Yeah, that's the last 3DS game I got was Metroid Samus Returns, which is a remake of the second Metroid game.
Oh, it's a remake.
It's a remake of the second one, and it's their first return back to side-scrolling.
Is it good?
Oh, it is amazing. I rate it really highly.
Oh, you should lend it to me.
Yeah, definitely. I've actually on the way here I was playing Super Metroid.
Yes,
the SNES game.
Super Metroid.
That's like going back to what we were talking about, open worlds.
Yeah.
It's pretty much an open world like Earthbound.
You can get really lost.
You can get so lost, and the save points are so far and few between that you actually have to go out and explore and then come back.
There's so much
save.
backtracking, which
So
you could
much
really
backtracking.
be fun and refreshing when you are involved and you want to spend the time. But yeah,
I guess it's like being spoiled too much by like big open world games where you can just save wherever you want.
yes,
It feels like such a chore to go back.
there's less consequence. It's like less kind of obstacle stopping you from like having the fluid experience.
Yeah, but it's good. No, I really recommend Samus Returns.
The same thing with Earthbound though. I played it up until a point, and then I was getting quite far, and then I put it down for something else, and then I go. If I opened it now, I'd be like, where the hell am I?
Yeah, well, I had to restart my Super Metroid file just because I forgot what was happening.
Totally. I also have it on. I use an emulator called OpenEMU.
That's not really great, but it's Mac only one, right?
It's Mac only, but it runs like so many different programs, and you can get extra extensions, plugins, bins, or whatever to get like PlayStation, and it's great. But it's got save states, and I just wouldn't play.
Perfect. I mean,
I wouldn't play a Super Nintendo game without them.
I mean, technically, you can do save states on the 3DS, but it's clunky.
I forgot that because you can't with any Pokemon game
No.
on 3DS.
But this one you can, but then you can't really use any other programs or play any other games because you've technically got this game open and paused the whole time.
You can only have one save state.
I think so. I don't think you can open two games at the same time.
You can... No, but wouldn't it... No, each game would have its individual save state.
Oh, wait, no, I've got it really confused, sorry. I'm talking about, like, I think I do this thing sometimes where I just pause the game.
Yes.
And then just go out.
Oh, no, you can actually do save states on 3DS.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You can. Yeah, I did. Yeah, you can do that.
Maybe that's going to improve my Super Metroid.
Yeah, I think you should just save before every boss.
Yeah.
Or every room, which looks... Any room.
Because I, like, got a bit of progress on the train and then died and went back to the save spot from the start of my train ride.
You're doing it hardcore. You need to
I know.
do a save state.
I was really, like, clearly hadn't thought it through. But granted, I hadn't fired it up in a while.
Yeah, look at mine. It's all dusty underneath that box.
Oh, poor
Baby.
baby. You know what I really got into the other day? I got stung by nostalgia. The nostalgia beetle gave me a massive bite.
Ouch.
I know, it stung. But I restarted and fired up Wario 2. That Game Boy Color classic.
That's me spitting my beer out all over the table in shock. Have we talked about this before? Because I also have it on my 3DS.
Yeah, this was like... I remember,
It's like Wario World.
Yeah, Wario World 2.
Yes, and he kind of like does like these like attacks where he like rockets himself like...
Yeah, he's like
lunges
arm
forward.
goes
Yes.
like, or like,
Yeah, he nudges with his elbow.
nudges. Like, it's like doing the weird, like, half chicken dance.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't think we talked about it in a recording, but it was just, like, a cute surprise that we both had this, like, not really obscure, it was quite a popular game, but, like, individually, we both really wanted that kind of, that relic.
Yes.
But playing through it, I mean, because last time I was over here at your house, I played a bit of Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yes.
Didn't have the best time.
No.
But then played Wario 2, and I love it.
Yeah.
There's something about its game style that just, like, I know, like, Super Mario is great, and there's a lot of good things about it, but I've just always, ever since I was a kid, preferred Wario.
That's because you're a badass.
I know, I guess maybe it's because, like, Wario is part of my identity. Wario is that, you think they're, like, hard butch, but they're a bit soft femme, lesbian.
Totally.
At the punk show.
Yeah. The Mario's naughty alter ego or something.
But I like in Wario Land 2 that you can't die. I know that seems like a how would you say, like a negative, oh my god, I can't talk, negative aspect to the game, because it's like, it's supposed to be risky.
Yes.
But okay, get back into old platformers, it's a nice welcoming hug.
Yeah, it's nice not to have to die every 5 seconds for not being super proficient at jumping on stuff.
Yeah, and it's so goofy and strange.
Yeah.
And like
I like the color palette as well.
Yeah.
His yellow jacket.
It's pretty good.
Or whatever. Yeah.
And all the transformations. Like there's those bats that hold the giant bell that squishes you into like Pancake Warrior.
Yes.
And it's just like this exaggerated mustache on like a pancake. Or I completely forgot about this enemy until I faced it today. But the zombie that shoots its head at you and then you turn into Zombie Warrior.
Oh.
And to change back, you have to find sunlight and stand in it.
That is so fun.
But like these states, like these things that enemies transform you into, you need to be those states to progress in the game, which I think is cool design.
Yeah.
It's not like Mario where you get your little leaf and you become Raccoon Boy.
Yes.
And it's just like all like pretty like happy and yes, you got the item. It's more like I've got to face my fears. I've got to face this enemy head on.
Because you don't want to be Zombie Warrior.
You don't want to be zombie. Or you don't want to be on fire, but you're like, well, the floor's made of blocks that I have to be on fire to break.
Yes.
Just like, it's good, like, I guess, game environmental design or something like that.
Yeah. Maybe I need to play it more.
I recommend it.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're rating it.
It's goofy as hell, but if you've played it as a kid, it's got such strong nostalgia.
No, I was definitely drawn to buying it. I remember I don't own many games on there, like virtual store ones, and I remember just being like, I gotta get this one.
Yeah, I think I only have like Wario Land 2, Pokemon Gold.
Yeah, I got silver.
And Super Metroid Earthbound.
Mm-hmm.
God, I think that's it.
That's a cool collection.
It's a pretty solid one.
Yeah.
I want to get Link to the Past.
Yep, I've got that on there as well.
The thing is, I want to finish some of these games before I get that one.
I'm not fucking touching it because I know that the virtual store will disappear on the Switch one day and then I'll have to replay them all.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Dogs.
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
They're giving you what you want, but in a way that you don't want it.
You're almost better off just getting that little, you know the little Super Nintendo you can buy, like the mini console?
Yeah.
They can't delete that. That's a physical product.
No, you can hack those, right? And add other
I imagine
games on them. I think you can. I think you can upload ROMs on them and do weird shit to them, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah. I don't think it had anything new, though. Oh, it had the Star Fox 2 that was never released.
Oh, yeah. I never played any of that series.
Oh, I did. I at my dad's house, as I mentioned, I had like a big collection of old games, and I have the old cartridge. I even have like a Harvest Moon, which is worth a lot of money.
Ooh.
And all these old games.
I've never played Harvest Moon. Ever.
Yes.
I've only played Stardew Valley, and I feel like such like a video game criminal
No.
for talking so much shit on Harvest Moon and how much better Stardew is, but never playing it.
Yes. Well, it's good. It's a classic. It's the original, but
I mean, surely the SNES one's pretty good.
Yeah, I love it. I love the music. I don't like how you can't be gay.
I mean, that's a really recent feature.
Yeah, but I never thought about it when I was a kid or a teenager when I replayed it. But once the option is given to me, it's like I gotta have Shane or.
Oh, always romance Shane.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Shane from Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Babe, come live with me on my farm. I'll buy you a chicken every day. But not really, because they're like a few $1,000s. And like, I don't want to hemorrhage money for you, Shane. But I do want to.
Prefer not to give Shane money, but I love being treated mean by a sad.
But it's so like.
Alcoholic.
Okay, this is like diverging a little bit into Stardew Valley territory here, but I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Shane's story arc is that he has a problem drinking. He's a problem drinker.
Yeah.
But to romance Shane, I just bought him alcohol because he likes it.
Alcohol and pizza.
Alcohol was cheaper, so I just constantly gave him booze.
You give him so much beer.
And then you just feel so guilty when he reveals that he has a problem drinking, and you're like, I've given you a beer every day this year.
Yeah. That's the game's design being like a bit sinister though. Same as Pam.
Oh, see, I always had a routine where I'd go into the saloon at the end of the day, buy Pam a beer, buy Shane a beer, leave.
Same. And by the end, the highest hearted people and their whole backstory is that they're alcoholics and have abusive families and.
Yeah. But it's like they're the easiest ones to please. Everyone else has like a very specific thing they like.
They always want emeralds and like diamonds or like a really rare
They
fish.
want wealth.
Yeah, they want things that are very annoying to get.
I never really gelled too much with any of the other characters. In Stardew Valley.
I like that artist, Leah.
Oh, my ex, I think that's who they romanced. Oh, no. No, it wasn't. No, my ex-partner romanced Leah on their first playthrough when I introduced them to Stardew, and it was a very proud moment where you get your partner into video games.
Yes.
And you're like, ahaha, Dark Descent.
Haha, I've never successfully ever done that, but I tried.
But Leah's gay in canon.
Really?
Or like, she refers to an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, she does. She does.
Which I guess technically means like she could be bisexual. I don't mean to... completely erase this fictional character's history. But
she's deep.
She's deep.
Totally.
All the characters are pretty deep. I mean, to be honest, I've only really bothered getting to know Leah
I mean,
and
what
Shane.
about that weird, like, yellow-haired guy, like the rock guy? Like,
no interest whatsoever in getting to know
all the
him.
teenagers, I don't get. Or like the kind of
emo hair guy,
and then like emo hair girl, Abigail.
I've read like an amazing conspiracy theory that she's actually the illegitimate child of the wizard.
I have heard that.
Because she looks nothing like her dad and a bit like the wizard and the mom.
Totally. Same hair.
Yeah, and like the same spooky demeanor.
Yes.
In regards to video game music, touching back, Stardew Valley is pretty immaculate. Specifically, though, the wizard's theme. Hence why it just popped into my head then.
Yes.
I would always just go to visit the wizard just to chill out and listen to his music for a bit.
Yes. Totally. I totally forgot about that. Did you ever end up getting the vinyl?
No, it was... By the time I found out that it existed, it was super sold out.
Yeah.
And this is... they released a double LP of the Stardew Valley soundtrack on a really beautiful, like, vinyl release. But super collector's item.
And it was like season by season.
Yeah, it was... Yeah, each side of the LP was a season. But I think they sell for ridiculous amounts of money on eBay. And I think I'd rather buy a Switch than buy a record of a game I already own.
And can like I'm pretty sure on Steam you get the soundtrack for free, don't you? Or is it extra?
I think it may be extra, but you can just listen to it on YouTube, if not SoundCloud. I mean, sorry, not SoundCloud, Spotify.
Mm-hmm. It is on Spotify, I forgot that.
Yeah.
It's cool. I really like all the mine themes.
Yeah, they're good. The mining's like a great element to that game.
Yeah, mining's good. I hated fishing all through my PC play until I got onto Switch, and now I really like fishing.
Yeah, I hated it then I read a guide, watched a video, learned how to do it, and now I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is on PC, by the way.
The guides didn't teach me shit. I just had to like actually get a Switch.
I found you have to use a mouse on the computer.
Well, look, I got a mouse right here.
Yeah, but you've got one of those like bars of soap apple mice.
Yeah, it looks like a bar of soap. It's wireless.
I've got like a gnarly looking blue one that's got like 1,200 buttons on it.
True. Oh yeah, true. You've got like a weird alien-looking supercomputer. I just have this shitty.
You have the Fitzroy choice.
Yeah, well, I have a PC now down there.
Oh yeah, how's it going?
It's as soon as you open the ThinkPad, like the fans like burst on, and it stresses me out. But I'm gonna get into it.
Do you think maybe it just needs a clean, like the fans to be cleaned out?
Do computers, can you do that?
I think so. I think at least with PC computers, you can get them serviced because like the fans just build up a lot of dust.
It's noisy and gets stressed, and I'm like, I just went on Chrome so I could try and get a program I wanted, and it was like buzzing out.
Okay, look, I'm not the best when it comes to laptops because they're finicky.
Yeah,
but I recommend seeing if you can just clean the fan out. Maybe it's just full of dust because you did get it secondhand.
It was dusty AF when I got it.
You know, that's probably it. Just needs a little bit of a wee service, like a car.
Maybe I can take it to a friend's who's good with computers.
Always take it to your trans woman friends who are good at computers.
Yes, where is she? Hello?
There's 2 trans femmes in the room.
I like that we looked out the window though on my second story like house. Just in case she's like hovering on a like broomstick.
Yeah, just like descending Mary Poppins style.
Yes.
But using like the giant fold out pamphlet that comes in Proginova.
Yes. She's like flying on that and has like an Allen key and like a screwdriver and like a little feather duster.
And a gloss 7-inch.
And instead of a cat, it's like rat.
Should we take a quick break and jump back in a sec?
Okay, we're going to take a quick break.
Quick fiver, quick breather.
Quick breather, quick swig, and we'll be back.
And welcome back.
Good evening. This is Gavin McGinnis, the Proud Boys.
Oh, God.
The fuck would you do if you're in New York and you went to a gallery and there were all these like fuckboys and Fred Perry and then like Gavin McGinnis was there with all these like shaved head like dickheads? Like,
I mean, the instinct is to call them Nazis and fight them, but I don't want to get the shit kicked out of me.
So many of those boys look like Nazis and might not even be Proud Boys.
Yeah. I mean, like, what's the difference? I don't think there's much of a difference between a Proud Boy and a Nazi. It's just like dog whistle terminology.
Well, they're the alt-right.
Oh, yeah. No, aren't they actually the alt-right?
Oh.
Because I think they have like a white supremacist edge, whereas the alt-right doesn't have that.
Right.
So fucking confusing.
Good on alt-right for not being white supremacists.
Yeah.
Shout out to the alt-right. They're conservative hate mongers, but they're not as racist.
As the alt-right. But yeah, back to video games.
What? I feel like we were just thinking about them and psychically communicating information about the virtual console.
Yeah.
So I've done some quick
research.
Quick research on the Super Nintendo situation, and there is not, as of yet, any confirmation, but there's high probability that it's going to become a subscriber service like Netflix.
Yeah, and it's going to have a selection of like classic games like Netflix has movies, featuring both the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo Entertainment System.
I can't tell whether I think it's good or bad. I guess if you're subscribed and you get all the games, it's fine. And
well, that's the thing, because if you think about like on the 3DS, your Super Nintendo games average around $10.60.
Yeah.
And your Nintendo Entertainment System games are around $6.50.
Yeah.
That adds up if you want to play, say, 20 of them.
Absolutely, that'd be like $2,000.
Yeah.
No, it'd be like 200.
About 200, but for $5 a month and the ability to play online, I guess it kind of works out because then you can play a bunch.
You can play 2-player.
Yeah, and also you can like try games that you wouldn't normally buy because.
But I like being cynical.
But you can try games you wouldn't buy because it might seem a bit risky.
Yeah,
and they
true.
could work out being amazing games.
Like that weird sport game.
Oh yeah, Techno Ball.
Techno Foosball.
Techno Frisbee.
I guess you're right. I guess so if you ever couldn't afford the subscription, you would lose.
I really hate though how they lock away online play behind a subscription.
It does feel a bit shady considering that they gave it to you for the whole like birth of the system. And you become accustomed to it. And I don't remember any other console having that limitation.
And I think I could understand how they try and justify it through the cost of maintaining servers, but surely just some of the game's revenue would go towards that. Because if you look at PC, huge online community there.
Yeah.
So many online games, and you obviously never have to pay to play online.
No,
so
you
it's
don't.
like,
and the companies still seem to run.
and they have the servers up. It seems shady.
It seems like Nintendo didn't have a lot to offer in their package, so they were like, we'll revoke your right to use online until you pay for it.
Because I'm assuming, were playing online before you had to pay for it.
Yeah, I didn't know that the online service was coming. I did, but I didn't really worry about what the package was going to include. And I just thought it was a given because every console I've owned in the past,
you could play online.
My 3DS, my PlayStation 3, and whatever, Wii. Yeah, it was all online, and you never really had to think about it or get a subscription.
I mean, that was like one of the main reasons from my switch from PlayStation to PC.
Yeah.
Was I was just thinking about how much money you'd spend on buying games and the subscription, which is more than it is for the Switch. Mm-hmm. It's about, I think, $10 or $15 from memory.
Yeah.
And you get like one game a month. Yeah. But like, you don't really get to pick. It's luck of the draw.
Totally.
And like, it just seemed not right. I just didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, it just felt like too much money to be spending a month on top of all of my other stupid subscriptions.
They want you to just have one console and just like get 1 or 2 games and just focus on those or something.
Yeah. And just play them online forever?
Just play Fortnite forever.
Oh God, no.
And give all your money to Fortnite.
Or Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yes, they want you to get totally involved in that.
You know, I played that once as like a free trial thing. It just seems so boring.
I've had one quite exhilarating time playing it at a friend's house. And I did have a sense of freedom. And it was kind of fun. But playing it as like a hobby game and doing it all the time.
I think as well, like they've like done this system where like to progress in the online world, you need to have a lot of the digital currency in the game.
Yeah.
And they're making it harder and harder to achieve that currency, so it's so much more grinding.
Do they have in-game purchases and stuff like that?
Yeah, you can buy like cash cards, so you can buy in-game money.
Fuck that shit.
I know, it's become like quite toxic. Actually, while we're talking about online games and touching back on what I was talking about Fallout last week.
Yeah.
I did a bit more research about Fallout 76. I'm no longer as excited as I was.
Why?
Because it's kind of become an MMORPG.
Really?
Yeah, and like, look, if you like MMORPGs, that's great.
Thanks.
I guess my really only experience is playing like RuneScape when I was like a tiny child.
I had Final Fantasy XI in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and someone asked for coitus.
You had cybersex on Final Fantasy Online.
I did. Very confusing cybersex. Yeah, where they were
What is that thing that the little creatures say? Like, Kuplo?
Kupo.
Kupo.
Kupo. Yeah, they
Kupo.
They wanted to Kaka make Kupo.
Kupo?
Well, I had a female avatar, of course. And I guess,
true.
Yeah, they probably thought I was...
Trap.
They got trapped. Well, they were trapping me. They were teaching me how to do a squatting pose on the kind of a command.
I think it was like actually acting it out.
Yes.
Well, it wasn't just like text.
There it was text, but I quickly escaped. I logged out.
True.
It was a bit too much for my 15-year-old brain. Yeah, easy out.
But going back to Fallout 76, it seems to be their style or the mode for this game is that it's an open world with like the only other humans you see are other players.
Right.
So it's supposed to make like coming across another human an event, because this is just after this is like the first vault to be opened.
Right.
After the bombs have dropped 20 years later. So it's not a populated.
No.
Like it's not populated by humans like Fallout 4, 3, New Vegas, all the others are. It's not established.
Right.
It's first contact.
Right.
But it's I think it's going to be a real downfall because you're forced to interact with other players to get any sense of a story.
Right.
Because from what I've seen, it's like you get quests from a computer.
Yep.
You go and do the quest, you come back, you get dispensed caps, which is the game's currency.
Yep.
From a computer, and that just seems lonely and hollow. I like talking to freaks in the wasteland.
But what if the game got popular? Wouldn't that repopulate the
I guess so, but I think it's like a set number of players per map. And you're kind of encouraged to have a party of like up to like 4 or 5 players, and I don't know anyone else who'd be playing Fallout 76 on PC, so I'm like, I kind of don't want to invest time to play with people who could be fucked.
So they kind of like changed the general playstyle narrative of the series to fit into what is selling, which is these Fortnite style MMO.
Or like
RPGs.
kind of like what they did with the Elder Scrolls series. How they changed it from like post Skyrim, we haven't gotten like a good quality, like just straight up.
No, because it's bending towards the need of the desire of the market, and not towards their like what was successful.
Granted, maybe Elder Scrolls Online is great. Never played it.
Neither. Maybe Fallout 76 would be good, but
well, I'm banking on hopefully some degree of offline play.
Hopefully.
But at the same time, I mean, like, I can play an always online game because I use a desktop computer, so it will always be connected to the internet.
Yeah.
But I'm just like a bit worried about like having to talk to strangers in game to be like, hey, let's set up our base now. And they'll be like, you fucking Chad. And I'll be like, I'm a woman.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, what? And I'll be like, what?
Is this you over the speaker headset?
Yeah. I don't want a speaker headset.
No way would you want a speaker headset. God,
I just want to like
give me anxiety.
Have a beer, wander a wasteland.
Fuck talking to those freaks. Yeah. No,
it's just like
thank you.
And I love the Fallout series. I've been really excited for this one. Granted, I will probably get it, and I will report back once it goes live, which is like November. So in a few episodes' time.
Okay.
Who knows? My opinion could completely change, and I could herald it as Game of the Year.
Yeah. By the way, congratulations on being nominated in the Age as exonerated witch of the year.
Thank you. Thank you. It feels like all the hard work's finally paid off for the Age to finally see me as the experimental woman I've always been.
I've always seen you that way.
You know, there's always like wires and sparks coming off me.
Yeah. You're a robust, robotic...
Always malfunctioning in some avant-garde manner.
Glitching NPC.
Well, see, that's the thing. Fallout 76 is going to have no NPCs. Can you imagine a world without NPCs?
That stands for no pleasurable content.
That's really good. Oh my god, that's a title for something. No pleasurable content.
I guess this episode.
I guess that's also the lifestyle of the no faps.
It is no pleasurable content. Because nothing's going to turn on a chick more than knowing that you're a disgusting alt-right racist.
Stopped masturbating, because that makes everyone more attractive, right?
Everyone, it's like getting beer goggles. The more we think about it, the more like kind of horrible and like rapey it feels.
That's the thing. Imagine that kind of energy.
Yeah.
Like a dude that just hasn't come in forever, and he's like getting desperate and sweaty. And you imagine the sex would actually be terrible.
Are they straight edge as well?
I don't think so.
So he's not just drinking a lemon, lime, and bitters.
No. And he's probably drinking some kind of terrible, like, local brewed beer.
Yes. Yeah, Brooklyn Lager.
The Brooklyn Furibrow.
Whiskey snob.
Oh, yeah, no, they're probably whiskey snobs.
Oh, neat. Just like...
So neat.
Folding it around their hand and like swishing it around.
Do many people at the Toad ask you for a neat?
Some people do, and they get Jameson, which tastes like rocket fuel.
But it's neat.
But it's neat.
It's so tidy.
I used to like Jameson until I started working in a rock and roll bar. Now I think it's disgusting.
I've never liked Jameson.
I think I used to before I've had nicer whiskeys.
I've always been a gin girl, personally. That's always been my gin and tequila.
You are a bit of a broken housewife kind of vibe.
I have got that. But I always thought gin was like the classical homosexual spirit.
A gin fizz.
A gin and tonic is like the classic gay drink.
I have to agree.
Thank you. I was a bit worried that you were going to challenge me on that.
It's like maybe. No, gin and tonic. Oh, I think it's been altered to a vodka soda lime.
Oh, God. That's a straight drink.
Well, straight ladies drink, but it's not a straight man's drink.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a flaming mo.
Oh, have you seen people trying to recreate the flaming mo?
No.
Apparently
it's on YouTube?
Yeah.
Really? Whoa. I feel like the Proud Boys would do that.
Oh, they'd definitely drink a flaming mo.
Definitely. Or they'd like workshop how to get the perfect flaming mo.
And then they'd all like eventually die from codeine overdoses.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think those guys could handle lean.
It's funny that though, that like, if you think about that episode, I was just putting like codeine cough syrup.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And everyone's like gets addicted.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then Homer announces it from the railings of the club.
And he's like wild Phantom of the Opera slob outfit.
Yeah, he's kind of good draped in this like old torn up kind of poncho.
He does a great slovenly look.
He does. I like when every episode that Marge like breaks up with him and he has to live in the treehouse.
Yes. And it's like 3 days and he's like in tattered. Like, how did he get so tattered?
Because a man can't live without a woman.
But like, is he just like forgets how to use doors and just like crawls through bushes?
Yes.
Like, how could you get so tattered? Do you reckon you'd ever fire up your PlayStation 3 again? Or is the Switch everything?
Yes, I would, but not. I only don't do it because I don't have a lot of space and I'm lazy. But it was formerly my brother's, and he put a lot of money into getting
You got a solid collection.
the solid collection of physical games, and then I have quite a few PlayStation games, which are on the virtual store which are like all the main Final Fantasies from 7.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night?
Maybe.
I really want to play that.
I might. I don't know. There's like all the classics, like Resident Evil 2 and Silent Hill, and
they're doing a new Red Dead Redemption.
yeah, I know.
Never played any of them.
I was playing that in my old house. It's really good.
Cool. Well, I think I might definitely get it for PC so I can report on that in due time.
The second one.
No. The new one.
Okay. Can you run that one on your PlayStation? Or you probably don't want to play PlayStation.
No. I'm okay, but PlayStation 4 does not have backwards compatibility.
What?
I know, it's pretty bogus. I remember when I first got it, I had like this great plan to like get a bunch of cheap PS3 games.
Yeah.
And then like it was super forwarded. Because I think it's like they're like the old DVDs and PS4 uses the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So it can't. But I think you can play regular DVDs on it. I don't know.
That sounds like bullshit. Sounds like something they could have modded into it.
Oh, so easily, but they've obviously chosen not to.
That's bullshit. So what did they do with all the copies of their whole library in these stores?
Well, last time I checked the PlayStation Online store, like, their virtual console was pretty bare bones. They had, like, all the old PS2 Grand Theft Auto games.
Yeah.
Not a lot else.
Damn.
Like, I think they had maybe, like, the first Red Dead Redemption? Red Dead Revolver, I think?
Okay.
Or something like that, maybe. But, like, It was like...
There's like a kind of zombie version.
It was just like barely any games. It like was not worth it.
For PlayStation 2.
It was just like a few... like.
But they have the best library of games for PlayStation 2. Like the biggest and best.
Well, that's the thing. Imagine like all the Final Fantasies.
Yeah. Sorry about the noise also. Like my housemate just came home and picked something up.
No, that's fine. No worries. I think I turned over to your door because I thought it was going to be like the door kicked open. And we'll like have to be like... that episode of The Simpsons where Marge finds her dad on the plane, and he's the stewardess, and we'd have to like hold little aprons up and be like, "Don't look at us, we're podcasting about video games."
I thought you were jamming. You said you were making an album today. All I said was we were recording. I didn't say what we were recording.
He. But yeah, I mean, like having the Grand Theft Auto games on PS, the PlayStation Virtual Console, is a good move because they're pretty nostalgic, but a woman can't live on Grand Theft Auto alone.
No, there's so many games, like so deep.
Yeah.
I reckon, like, if you're a collector, you just have to get a good, like, PlayStation Slim Mini too or whatever. And then,
oh, I miss my old Slim Mini. I wonder if it's still at my parents' house.
Well, yeah, probably.
I remember I did like a funny playthrough of San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, with my little sister a few years back.
Yeah.
That was a fun game.
That was fun. You could ride a bicycle, right?
You could ride a bicycle.
That's so hipster.
You could do a bunny hop.
Ooh. I do remember. I think I've got that on my Mac.
Really?
I think when I got my Mac...
like the Steam or an emulator?
No, like the actual game.
It was released for computer.
Yeah, it was. I think my brother booted it up when I got my
cool
thing and my Mac, and he wanted to be all broy about or whatever. I don't remember. Maybe he wasn't. I just remember like getting a whole bunch of like applications on there, and one of them was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
That's interesting. I wonder how that wrongs. I got
Just probably delete it. It's probably taking up room.
I remember getting Vice City for my old MacBook.
Oh yeah.
And it was a terrible port.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't run very well. Like I remember, I think it was like the radio kept glitching out or something about the sound. Kept going like, shh. And yeah, I'm a noise girl.
Yes.
But like, it just wasn't my style.
Right. I don't remember any like problems with this version, but I didn't really play it that much.
True. Yeah. Oh, I had a question. I had something that I was going to ask you.
Ask away.
I've got a few like upcoming games that are upcoming that I'm thinking about devoting some time to. Mm-hmm. I was just wondering, since like I occupy the PC world and right now Fallout 76, the new Red Dead Redemption, are the most exciting things to me right now.
Yes.
What have you got your eyes on anything new Switch-wise? Like any new games, not virtual consoles?
Obviously, the new game that I'm going to play is coming out on my birthday, which is Let's Go Pikachu.
That's right, yeah.
So
are you going to go for the Let's Go Pikachu versus Let's Go Eevee?
Yeah, I'm think I'm for the Pikachu. Though a friend of mine did call me out and mention that Eevee is a trans Pokemon.
I mean, I guess. I actually wanted to ask more about the Super Smash Bros. Fan fiction. Because I'm fascinated by it now.
So, this Sunday, Romy is also in this reading, doing a performance as
correct,
as started in the Age, the Australian Age newspaper.
Granted, this podcast will come out after Sunday.
It will come out after Sunday. Yes.
Oh, will it?
No, it will come out whenever we want.
Okay, it could come out before Sunday.
I could edit it tonight.
It could come out as Brennan reaches the stage on Sunday. Like, quickly upload it as you get into the microphone.
Sunday can be the day. So I am in a lineup of people doing readings, poetry, kind of low-key performances. And I was messaged by the people who organize it, Ben, Cindy Smithers, and Daniel Ward, and they said they were looking for someone who writes fan fiction. And I was like, I have no idea. And I sat on it and ruminated for a second. And I was like, oh my God, I'll write the fan fiction. So I have taken on the challenge of writing a series of short stories of my imagining and like personal experience that is based in the canon of the Super Smash Bros. Universe.
Some little backstory. I can't remember if we touched on it last episode, but currently one of the longest documents, like one of the longest narratives in the history of the English language is a Super Smash Brothers fan fiction.
Is this a subspace MRC?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I've done my research and I found that.
It's at like over 3 million words.
It's epic. It's huge.
It's been going on for like several years now. It's not officially recognized in the Wikipedia list of longest novels, but it's essentially, I did read something that it was actually the longest piece of recorded English text.
Really?
Is this Super Smash Brothers fan fiction?
What?
Because it's just like one story that's just been going for years, right?
Yeah.
Like 4 years?
It's been going on for quite a while.
And just like one story.
It was the best of times. It was just smirched of
It was the Bowser of
the
times.
Wow, that's epic.
So I like to think that you're doing your own satellite contribution.
Should I submit it?
Would it fit into the narrative?
I think it's too gay for them.
How can you do a fan fiction of Super Smash Bros. And it not be gay? The title Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
It's just like a bunch of bros that super like to smash.
Yeah, it's pretty much self.
How's that? How can you possibly make that heterosexual?
Oh, those hets will find a way. Trust me, they always find a way. They want to push their heterosexual agenda onto everything.
But there's only like 2 female characters. No, that's a lie. There's like 4, 5.
Yeah, and they get their boxes smashed
Peach,
in every
Peach,
episode.
Daisy, Rosalina, Zelda,
Samus.
Fuck Samus. Of course, how could I forget about Samus? I love Samus. Samus is probably my favorite female protagonist.
I do love a Samus. Do you think maybe Jigglypuff is a chick? Maybe.
Pokemon, aren't they like each Pokemon has 2 genders? Or are you talking about the specific Jigglypuff personality?
Yeah, not the in-game Jigglypuff.
I thought Jigglypuff was a bit of a fairy gay boy.
I could see that. I'm into that.
It's interesting. I've never read it. Maybe I should read it a little bit.
Well, it's so deep. Where do you start?
Directly in the middle.
I didn't even take on the challenge. I just kind of looked at it as a kind of reference point.
Yeah. Well, I'm really looking forward to hearing your Super Smash Brothers fan fiction.
It's very earnest, and I've taken the job of researching concepts and places of talking about on, the Smash Wikipedia page and Smash Boards forum.
Can we get like a little hint as to involved parties?
There's Pichu and Bowser.
Peach and Bowser.
Pichu and Bowser.
Oh, I was gonna say you're not going head on me, are you, baby?
No.
Pichu.
Yeah, it's Pichu and Bowser.
That's an interesting pairing. I like that.
I think that's a nice pairing, and there's a kind of discussion between Mewtwo and Marth, and another separate one between Peach and Daisy. And there is a kind of very lengthy introduction, which I'm not sure if I'll cut or not, which is kind of world building.
I like that. No, it keeps on world building. I like a story to my erotica.
It's ironic, but then goes a bit beyond that into
like when irony becomes earnesty
territory. Yeah, because what I consume, what I'm interested in is very earnest. But
you seem pretty earnest about your erotic fan fiction.
Yeah, but I don't want to be too earnest.
You know what you should do? What? You should rewrite The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde, but replace all the characters with characters out of the Nintendo universe.
Yes.
Like, the switching of identities can be between, no one's going to mistake Luigi for Mario ever.
No.
So maybe Mario and Wario?
True. They trade places for a day.
Walk
a mile in my shoes.
Like
my
the great
overalls.
prophet Depeche Mode once said.
Yes.
I love the idea as well as Bowser being a representative icon for tops and Yoshi being an icon for bottoms. I
also agree to this. Is this something you've created?
I think it came up in an embittered Swish rehearsal.
True.
We did all have like Mario-based nicknames for a while. Mine was Wario, obviously.
Of course.
And then it just like something along the lines came with like Bowser's just such a top and Yoshi is just such a bottom.
I feel like even in Smash Bros. When he does his tongue attack, he like bends down a bit as well.
Yeah, he's always like presenting a little bit.
Yeah. He's got that perky little tail.
This just in. Brennan's new attraction is Yoshi.
I'm not attracted to Yoshi. No.
What kind of furry are you?
Yoshi's not really made it. Maybe he will make it into my fanfiction.
No, exclusion.
It's yet to be completed.
We'll have to maybe
it's very easy to write, though. Trust me.
Maybe next episode you can give a little excerpt for anyone who can't come to the show.
I will happily do that. I'm now embargoed from speaking of the content within the fanfiction, but I'll definitely do a reading next episode.
Gotta respect an embargo.
You have to respect an embargo. That's how we get paid. We're not getting paid, though, are we?
No, we are getting paid.
We're getting paid?
Yeah.
We're getting money?
I think so.
I literally got asked over text.
I got asked over Facebook Messenger?
Same thing.
Pretty much. I got offered some money.
How much?
I'm not going to say over the internet.
And I respect that. We will discuss this off the internet. Wow, money. I feel bad taking money from my friends. No, I don't.
I was going to be like, babe.
No,
and on that startling bombshell, I think this is episode number 3 in the can.
Wow, well, I think I've plugged everything I need to plug this Sunday, line 3, reading some Smash Bros. Fanfiction. If you're in Melbourne, it's going to be at Lebowski's in Brunswick.
Ooh, very good. I'm going to be doing some Sonic experiments with hex tape, aka Bridget.
Sonic the Hodge Dog.
Sonic the Hodge Dog. And yeah, I've been Romy.
I've been...
And you've been listening to Fakest Gamer Girls.
Okay, see you later. Bye, Dick.